Turning back overseas, Finland's prime minister says she's gone so far as to take a drug test after leaked video showed her dancing and partying with friends. Prime Minister Sanna Marin's political opponents have seized on the private footage, saying that the 36-year-old's behavior is unbecoming of a prime minister. CNN's Melissa Bell has been covering this story for us. Melissa, we understand that the prime minister just spoke about this scandal, and scandal for so many, but she seems to be downplaying it and calling it a private matter.
Calling it a private matter, and I think it's worth noting, Alex, that even before this video became public, which she regrets, and we'll come to that in a moment, Sanna Marin had been the subject of a great deal of attention, simply because when she became Finland's, the world's youngest prime minister at the time in 2019, she was 34, and even then stood out in family photos with other leaders. A lot was made of her looks. Of course, this latest video that's come out takes that to a whole new level. You can see the Finnish Prime Minister at a private party dancing boisterously, she's recognized. But she's also put out a statement saying that she feels quite strongly that these videos are private, that they were filmed in a private space, and that she resents the fact that they've been made public. She also points out, Alex, that she did nothing illegal. There was a lot of speculation when the video first emerged that there may have been drugs consumed at the party. As you say, she's now spoken directly to that, pointing out that this was a weekend when she had no serious meetings and she was simply doing what any 36-year-old would do, which is enjoying times with her friends. But she has agreed to take that drugs test.
I consider these accusations to be very serious, and though I consider the demand for a drug test unjust, for my own legal protection and to clear up any doubts, I have taken a drug test today, the results of which will come in about a week.
Sanna Marin adding that she never used drugs even in her teenage years. Now, the question is how much political damage this does her. There are other incidents we can remember, most recently Boris Johnson, who in the end, after many leaks about many parties that, remember, Alex, were illegal because they took place under lockdown, in the end paid the political cost. But it took a long time, and perhaps closer to home, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, you'll remember when she first entered Congress, that video that emerged of her dancing, that she managed to turn against her detractors. Now, it seems that the Finnish Prime Minister is following a similar route, saying, look, I am doing normal things of my age. I am as I am. I will continue being who I am. And I just hope that people will accept that. For the time being, she retains the crucial support of her party. And only last week was voted by one of Germany's leading publications the coolest prime minister in the world. There may be a generational divide here, but there's also a question of a woman who's been the heart of controversy, not just for the party, but in the past for the way she's dressed. And it may be that the world is just not used to seeing such young women in power, Alex.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, she's been seen in clubs, she's been seen at music festivals, so many people praising her for living as 36-year-olds should do. And then on the other hand, she is a prime minister. Melissa Bell in Paris, thank you very much.
The office recognizes the activity portrayed in the video, and we condemn all violence against any civilian or any person being detained by the sheriff's office. There is a dash cam. Mulberry Police Department officers have a dash cam. We do not. Crawford County Sheriff's Office does not have that. We have reviewed that, and that has been sent to the state police for their investigation. The dash cam does bring to light other things that did happen there, that initiated, that wasn't caught on the citizens' camera. So there is some other things on there.
Without this person posting this video on social media, would you have known about this incident?
Probably not. Probably not.
New York trying to provide for all these different people, but you can't. You can't. You understand me? What you can do is train them and teach them for work, teach them how to work or something. But don't let somebody get a free ride on the taxpayer.
I'm not sure I'm actually agreeing with that, because obviously it ends up on taxpayers to have to foot the bill. And I just feel like there's enough people here who are, from the country that need support themselves.
I think if they're available, it's fine, I mean, why let them go vacant when someone needs a room?
I mean, you got homeless people live here that should be taken care of before, I think, the immigrants that are coming in here.
What do you want people who have no money to spend to do? Just have nothing at all? Like, no housing, no, right to transportation or anything like that whatsoever?
All they got to do is just strengthen the borders. I mean, common sense would. What other country in the world? You go to Australia, you go anywhere, France, anywhere in the world, their borders are protected.
We want to be a country that helps others, especially as a first world country, even though we don't treat our own citizens that well. Yeah, we should do everything we can to help others, starting with housing.
I work in the theater. There's too much tourist dollars in this neighborhood that we don't need that in this neighborhood. So if you're going to give them luxury downtown.
When people are in need, you have to pull the stops to give them what they want and what is necessary for them to survive and make it through to the next day. This is really important.
Certainly improving housing for the homeless, or access to housing, infrastructure for one, the roads. So certainly, putting our taxpayer money into better work.
But right now, if there's a desperate situation for certain people, then that has to be taken into consideration and maybe given priority till they can be placed in some other facility.
For the residents, that actually live here, you guys are struggling to make ends meet. I mean, what's the long term? How long are they going to be in the hotel for, before you do something with them? And it's going to trickle down eventually. They're going to end up moving to other states or in other places, so everybody's going to feel it.
I mean, if you don't want to come here and learn how to work, stay where you are, But don't let these people like Texas, the governor of Texas, laughing, dumping them on, okay, you want this, they dumping them on New York. New York can't take but so much.
Majority of hotel rooms do go unused on a day-to-day basis, and if the space is available, I don't see any wrong in making use of the space to house people who are currently going through a crisis.
Locked in a tight race, two Democrats are vying to take on Florida's high-profile governor, Ron Desantis, in November.
There are a lot of issues at play, and I think that if the Democrats can select the right candidate, I think that the ones who are currently running for the Democratic nomination are strong candidates, especially the two who are emerging as the top contenders, Charlie Crist and Nikki Fried. I think with both of them, I would really think that they would have a very good chance of winning.
Florida's race for the United States Senate has also gotten tighter, with Representative Val Demings overtaking incumbent Senator Marco Rubio in at least one University of North Florida poll.
I think that those are polls that are showing not only that Florida is in play, but they're also, I think, showing the impact of the Dobbs decision, because Marco Rubio has made it clear that he's pro-life, he opposes abortion, even in cases of rape and incest. And I think that that is something that she really has been focusing on.
Overall, 2022's midterm elections will play an important role in congressional races and the 2024 general election.
This election is important because it's really given us a prelude to 2024, because usually Americans are more concerned with presidential elections, but this election is going to determine the partisan makeup of both houses of Congress